And coming up next here in a few moments is going to be a little bit of a trip back to Transylvania, except it's not the first time around, it's the second time around. Castlevania II Simon's Quest on the FDS with Sathdresh, and we will be doing the any percent category. And once we get that ready to go here, we will bring him in and get ready to transition over. So stay tuned. We've got some Castlevania coming up for you. All the folks who want to see Dracula get whacked once again, it's about that time. So here in just a few moments. All right, and let's go ahead and throw the floor to our next runner. Sathdresh is coming right on over with his FDS run on Castlevania II, the any percent. So we're going to move the floor over to him. And I'd like to go ahead and pass the floor straight to him. Go ahead and welcome to the floor. Welcome.
Hey, howdy. How are you all doing? Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here for the Stop the Stigma marathon. NAMI is an amazing and wonderful organization. Can't say enough about about just how much good that they've done for especially the retro community. I definitely think their presence has helped a lot of us. So thank you all for being here and for supporting. And yeah, let's go ahead and kick this pig. So. But this is Castlevania II for the Famicom Disk System. It was only released as a disc. Let me see, where is my disc? I have this somewhere. I swear I do. Somewhere around here.
So while you're grabbing that, if I remember right, doesn't the FDS version have some extra sounds that we never hear in the NES version?
Yes, it does. It is. Oh, that's where it is. Aha! Found it. All right. So yeah, this is it right here. It's a nice little floppy disk. See it with the chroma key. But yeah, the FDS takes advantage of an extra sound channel, and they had to rework the entire soundtrack for the US release because the NES didn't take advantage of that. So it might sound a little different to you. Some people don't like it. I've come to love it. It's grown on me a lot. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah. They're super tiny discs though. They're a little bit smaller than a 3.5. It's like 2.75 or something.
Does yours still actually work? Because I've heard that the reliability of the physical discs is pretty terrible.
This one does work. I did manage to test it, and it does work. But I will not use it for these runs.
Probably for that exact reason, I imagine.
Exactly. You can rewrite them. So if you do have an Famicom, discs, you can actually hook them up to a computer, and you can actually rewrite the disc. You can use it to write to the disc and rewrite a ROM image to a blank disc. So the discs themselves are actually pretty resilient, But yeah, there's a really big issue with not having the right game on the disc, because they used to have these kiosks where you could go and for like 500 yen you could rewrite over the disc and play a different game.
Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that very novel, and it would have been, I think, revolutionary if it came over to the States.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody, this run is super quick. We don't have to worry about any grinding. We don't have to worry about anything. The one thing we do have to worry about, though, is a soft lock. So let's hope we don't get it.
All right, and while you get started up, I have one donation to read from Meggles for $20. Y'all keep up the good work, and that does go towards that blindfolded turbo tunnel. So keep it going, folks.
All right, so time technically is about to start in a second, but doesn't really matter. That's, you know, the loads are taken out, so that's all loading screen. If you're on an EverDrive, it's like a 24 to 26 second loading time. If you're on Power Pack, though, it's like 10 seconds. So we're going to come and grab our holy water. This is the only item that we're going to need to buy. Only item. And we're going to jump twice. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get... Well, we might be able to get Night Skip. We're going to try for it, but we did waste a little bit of time on that floor drop, so that might have been too much time to do the floor drop. Or Night Skip. And Night Skip is where we go through a loading transition, the same frame that it turns nighttime. And that cuts out the 6 seconds that you have to wait for it to tell you that it's a horrible night to have a curse. So it's a huge time save in the speedrun to get. So we're taking these damage boosts because the other thing that we're going to do is we are going to take Death Abuse. Okay, we might be able to have it. We'll see.
So on this end, I know one of the tricks to having this speed run nailed down is to, at least with the American version of the US version, is to have enough hearts to get all the stuff that you need, and of course not die enough times to be forced to continue. So is part of the goal here the same, or is it different?
It's definitely the goal. Kill Dracula is the same. I don't know. Did I hear a pop? Might have been a little early. Yeah, no, we didn't. We were way off. Should have done a whip. Well, 2 whips actually. That would have been fine. Oh, so what we're doing here is we're trying to die on the same frame that we go through that loading transition, and it's gonna trick the game into thinking that well, it doesn't know where to put us because it already loaded the coordinates for where we're at, but it thinks that we died in that loading area. So it just doesn't know where to put us, so it puts us wherever it can in memory that's closest to that area, and it puts us into a glitched out version of Ondel where you get the Morning Star. So we're trying to die from this eyeball, and he's being a pain. Oh, I don't think I got that one. I didn't hear the oomph.
So is the trick to hit 0 hit points while he's flying back?
You have to die the same frame that you go through the screen transition. So it's a frame perfect death. There we go. We got it. Because when you die, you just fall straight in place. So like you don't actually keep your momentum, so you have to literally die on that frame that you go through that transition. No! So that's what we didn't want to happen. Is the soft lock. Sorry everybody, we gotta do that all over again. So what happens there is, because that's a glitched out town, that's not even it's on the disk data, but it's not on the zone area that it loaded up. So it literally just finds a random spot in the game and then puts you there. And it has weird properties to where if you have any type of extraneous inputs, then you have a higher likelihood of it to soft lock. It's not a guarantee that it will, but higher likelihood. But it can soft lock from not doing anything, not even pressing anything. Like right when you spawn in there, the screen can soft lock. But it's alright though. We'll go through this, we'll kill it.
So in other words, you can literally do everything right, and it still soft locks the moment it drops you in.
Yep. And it's just the nature of that town. Okay, so 2 whips, 1 whip and 2 bonks. I gotta remember that, since we're trying to go for night skip. That's what I have to do when we get into the town. Oh. If we do the floor drop, we'll still get it. And it's this because we're trying to, you know, in landscape, we're trying to hit that exact frame that it turns to night. So it's like a minute and a half that you're just basically trying to do everything exactly the same, and knowing how many frames you might have veered off from the path that you're taking. So like the way that I have
that's pretty generous.
I have a wiggle room of 55 frames. So that's well, that's very generous, but basically everything's dictated by, you know, my movement through here. So if anything changes, then it's gonna screw it up. And we're gonna be really late on this scene. Yeah, that's because we had the knockback and we also didn't get the floor drop. So we had to walk down the stairs. Normally we want to walk down the stairs because we want to burn those frames, but not right now. Alright, so try to get this eyeball again. Of course not. Alright, come on, eye. So the eyeball has a weird hitbox. So we're trying to get it like right when it gets into our chest. Like it's like right there, like right at Simon's boobs.
Cool.
All right, we're good. We didn't soft lock. So what we did there is we died on that one screen transition, and now what we're doing is we're dying on another screen transition through a loading zone. So if you go through a screen transition, any screen, when the camera is still scrolling up, you're gonna fall underneath the screen just like that and fall and die in water. So now, welcome to Glitch World, though. So this is Glitch World. I'm pretty sure you all remember
Of
this
course.
from your casual playthrough of Castlevania II. This is definitely the vanilla route to go through this. So normally there's a pillar that's right here, that's like right there that spawns. So that turn back that I did actually despawns.
I mean, of course, I absolutely remember the large swaths of nothing but blank screen and lots of randomly applied tiles and just odd spots.
And so we died again because the camera was pretty high up. But we're in Dracula's mansion now. We didn't have to get any items. All we got was holy water. And let's go kill Dracula. So we're gonna try to go for a quad drop. We'll see if we can get it. Oh, we got the double. Alright, well, backup triple, everybody. Let's see if we can get the backup triple. Nope, not even close. One more time. Okay, fine. Never mind. Game's like, no, you don't want to do it. So that you can do the quad drop is 4 of those floor drops right after each other. In this version, they are frame perfect. In the US version, it's 2 frame perfects, a frame, like a 2 frame window, floor drop, and then another frame perfect. So it's like 3 frame perfects and a 2 frame. And that's only because of lag. But we're going to try to do the quick kill with the holy water arm. We got the first crit. No, we did. But he might pop out and get us. I hope not. Wow. Dracula. There we go. And time. So that's Castlevania 2. And now I'm gonna show what we had to kind of frantically fix, and I don't mind fixing it again. But I'll show you what happens if you do this run and you let this go completely back to the title sequence. But enjoy these endings with Simon Belmont, not Simon, because he is the true hero. Thank you for the GGs, everybody, as well. But yeah, it's a very quick run. It's a lot of fun. It is technically the fastest way to beat Castlevania 2. Yeah, I highly recommend everybody. Just, it's super easy to learn and pick up to do the easy route and you can get, sub 5 minutes, no problem, with that route. If you want to go a little bit faster, then there's some, like night skip, and you have to get the quick eyeball boost, but you don't need to get those starting out. And it's a lot of fun, so try it out. And it works on emulator, power pack. You can even get they had this for 3DS.
Oh, did it do the same thing on the virtual console versions too? Yeah, same exact glitch. Some of the glitch world renders a little bit differently, but you can still do runs on it, and it loads almost instantaneously, so you don't have to worry about loads on that one. But the speedrun, like I said, we take out the loads, so that's not a big deal either way. And we have some categories that are in the over an hour, so with this. But this is what happens if you
go to credits, let the credits finish all the way through when you do this speed run, and it completely corrupts your save file. So let's it's gonna load back up to the title screen. And yeah, that's our that's our save file now. You can't pick anything. You try to load right there, and then it just goes to blank screen with the music.
I guess we're not doing anything more with that one. Goodness gracious. It amazes me that, like, with some of this stuff at the end, how you jump clear of the way to the end, that they didn't bother to program in any checks to do any of the other things. Like, did you actually pick up all the parts of Dracula? Who needs them? So,
well, they do have that check in the vanilla game. It's the bridge. That bridge that you cross to get to Dracula doesn't break unless you have all of the items. Unless you have all of Dracula's body parts and the red crystal and the cross. So like that's the barrier breaker right there. Otherwise, and you can get to Glitch World where we were in the US version. It's just with the US version, there's the only way to get to it is from Dracula's mansion. So we haven't found a way to get into Glitch World, in the regular game, not inside of Dracula's mansion, because we want to take it to Dracula's mansion.
gotcha. It's literally a chicken and egg situation. You can't or a catch-22 rather. So you can't get in there because the only entrance is from inside. So
yeah. So hopefully one of these days we'll find it. It's still the elusive the main goal, and then maybe we can get the US any percent run down to this and take out Blob Boost.
Okay, so just we want to give a big thanks to Sathdresh for spending a little time with us and showing us some of the ins and outs of that on Castlevania II. And coming up next, we're going to have a little bit of, we're going to kind of stay in the same vein, except we're going to change perspectives. So going to Doom Episode 1, the first 9 missions are the shareware version of the game with JRMHD 91, and on commentary we are going to have Alexo joining us, and we will hop in with that here in just a few moments. But in the meantime, I just want to remind us that we do still have those donation targets still floating out there. That blindfolded turbo tunnel staring us in the face. We got a little bit more to go. So please make sure that if you're going to contribute towards that, please do so quickly, because we got that coming up real fast here fairly soon. And in just a few moments, we'll have our other runners for Doom coming up. But just a quick little message as to why we're here. So the National Alliance on Mental Illness is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of Americans affected by mental illness. What started as a small group of families gathered around a kitchen table in 1979 has blossomed into the nation's leading voice on mental health. Today, they're an alliance of more than 600 local affiliates and 49 state organizations who work in your community to raise awareness as well as provide support and education that wasn't previously available to those in need. NAMI provides advocacy, education, support, and public awareness so that all individuals and families affected by mental illness can build better lives. NAMI envisions a world where all people affected by mental illness live healthy, fulfilling lives supported by a community that cares. You can find out more at NAMI.org, spelled NAMI.